Turning our attention to slide number 4, our process slide, and continuing with the overview of the program, the entire foundation of the program is built upon collaboration. First and foremost, the Columbus Region Logistics Council is formed based upon the premise of collaboration. Collaboration amongst the members of the logistics community here within the Columbus region, recognizing that on many different fronts, for many different purposes, that by coming together and collaborating as a single body, the power and influence far exceeds that of any individual organization. Then when we talk about process, it's important we turn our attention to kind of fundamentally what influenced the design of this program. And now I'd ask that you draw your attention to the diagram on the right of the slide. You see 3 circles joined together: track-specific experiences, employer-specific experiences, and universal program experiences. It's this diagram that was created very early on in the process that very much influences design of the Columbus Region Logistics Council internship program. We'll talk about each of these in more detail as we go. We'll spend just a few moments talking about them now. The track-specific experiences refer to the very specific on-the-job experiences that an intern would experience day to day that are specific to a particular focus area, and we'll talk about what those focus areas are. From there, we talk about the employer-specific experiences. So this is where the experiences of an intern would be specific to whichever employer is actually hosting them for their summer experience. And then finally, we have the universal program experiences. This speaks to the elements that every intern, regardless of employer and regardless of track, that would experience as part of this internship program. The 3 combined, the track-specific, employer-specific, and universal program experiences, speak to the complete picture as it relates to the overall internship experience. Finally, with respect to process, it's about leveraging a common infrastructure. Again, what we wanted to do was benefit every participating employer, regardless of size. But for example, as a small employer interested in pursuing the use of interns, it would be difficult for them from a sheer infrastructure standpoint to offer all of the same programming and design elements that a larger employer might, simply because they lack the resources. Again, by pulling together all of the participating employers, we have the opportunity to leverage a common infrastructure and really build upon the strength of the combined group. By doing so, regardless of employer size, every intern should be guaranteed a very worthwhile and value-added experience by way of their participation in this program. Next, we'll turn our attention to slide number 5. And again, wrapping up the high-level overview of the program, we'll talk a little bit about the payoff of introducing a program like this. The first payoff is really increased awareness. In here, we're talking specifically about increasing the level of awareness amongst this region's college students. We want to bring more attention to the logistics industry as it relates to career path opportunities. Secondly, this program provides the participating employers the opportunity to develop tomorrow's workforce today. It's so very important that every employer in this region begin to give consideration to its future workforce. By introducing an internship program and participating in it, those participating employers afford themselves just that, the opportunity to build tomorrow's workforce today. Finally, by participation in this program, by introducing this program, the Columbus Region Logistics Council is doing its part to strengthen the Columbus region, not only through the creation of internships, but hopefully by the development of interns converting to full-time hires. There's significant opportunity to impact the Columbus region as it relates to economic development, the creation of new jobs, and interns and later future employees staying in this region, contributing to this region after they graduate and for hopefully years to come. Turning our attention now to slide 6, and really the last slide represented a wrap-up of the high-level overview. I want to now turn our attention to an initial planning and design meeting that was conducted in the early part of January. Columbus State Community College served as our host for this meeting and included 14 participants overall. These participants came from both the local logistics community and from the local college and university community. During this meeting, we spent a good amount of time articulating the vision. That was really to educate the participants in the room around what was the vision for the Columbus Regional Logistics Council Internship Program. Walking away, the participants really seemed to appreciate the big picture view, which included tasks and related timeline. We experienced a very good exchange of ideas, best practices, questions, and related concerns. A very significant outcome of this meeting, one that will shape the program on a go-forward basis, was the identification of these track areas. It's important that we take a moment now to really talk about what these track areas are. We will have the overall Columbus Region Logistics Council Internship Program. At the next level down, there will be particular areas of focus, we're calling them track areas, that a particular employer will be able to host an intern in. We identified 7 areas out of our first pass. They are as follows: transportation, warehouse operations, information technology and warehouse management systems, shared services, which might include things like human resources, risk management, etc., sales, marketing and customer service, finance and costing, and planning and allocation. These 7 track areas represent the areas of focus any one employer can sign up for. It is not a requirement that all 7 areas be offered. It's entirely possible that an employer may say, I'm going to offer 2 internships this summer, and both are going to be in the area of transportation. It's completely fine. You can sign up for as many or as little of the track areas as you choose. The important thing here is really how this impacts our ability to market the program. Prospective intern candidates are going to be interested in knowing what opportunities are there with any one participating employer. They'll know that the program overall offers the opportunity to be an intern in any one of the 7 areas, but when we get down to each of the specific participating employers, they're going to want to know what are the opportunities specific to that employer. Taking it to the very next level, every employer will be able to define for themselves what the opportunities specific to any one track area really represent. A very good example of this is shared services. If, for an example, an employer decides to have an internship in the area of shared services, it will likely be defined in a much more detailed capacity than that. They may, as an example, offer a safety or hazardous materials related internship under the larger heading of shared services. They will go on to detail the specific tasks, projects, and areas of responsibility that intern will be able to pursue with them with respect to that shared services internship. And we'll talk about that more as we go, but this is really, again, an opportunity to outline and provide a framework for the overall internship while allowing each employer to customize the unique experience. From a follow-up standpoint, we will look to participants from this initial meeting to provide ongoing review and input as we continually look to refine the program and make it better along the way.